Welcome to the platform where income is the outcome. On today's video, we're going to be talking about private labeling or white labeling as it is also commonly known. So you may have seen that when you're walking through a supermarket, you'll see in the aisle there are lots of different brands, right? But it's of the same thing. For instance, we'll talk about baked beans. You would find that with all the different branding, colors, and the different packaging for one product, these are all manufactured at the same plant or by the same factory. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can tap into the private labeling system and how you can also launch your brand using private labeling as an alternative to you starting from scratch, doing the manufacturing and the distribution of your brand or a product that you're interested in. So I'm also going to be sharing how you can source your own manufacturers for whichever niche that you want to be involved in, be it internationally or nationally. Just a few names that you can also contact, and also just Google when you're doing your research to find out how you can access this amazing opportunity. So what are private label brands? Private label brands are products that are sold but are manufactured by a third party. So like I said earlier, you would find a factory that manufactures something that you are interested in, and then you would ask them, hey, can you put my logo on this particular thing? Which means that you are now going to be sourcing that person to do the manufacturing part of your business, and then what you would then do is continue with the rest of the business, right? So when you're looking for a private label manufacturer, of course the first place that you need to go to is Google. But because South Africa is not really exposed to such opportunities, I have taken it upon myself to share a few companies that do private labeling apart from Alibaba or Amazon, which is obviously not available in South Africa. I had hoped that Takealot would also, tap into private labeling, but in the near future, who knows? So it's no secret that South Africa has seen an increase in brands that have just popped up, and everyone has a brand, but we don't have any manufacturing plants. Right? Have you not ever questioned yourself that, okay, so and so is doing makeup, where's the factory? You can point to where L'Oreal is manufactured, you can point to where Maybelline is manufactured, but where is so and so manufacturing their makeup, for example? Even with the sneakers, those type of questions have come up on social media, where people are questioning, how is this really building our economy, right? So when you are thinking about building a brand, and of course we don't always have the funding or the capacity or even the experience or the expertise to run a manufacturing plant, right? I've seen a lot of people asking people with brands, South African brands, that where's your plant, where's your factory, where's this manufactured? If you're going to say something is proudly South African, support a black child, where is your plant, right? And then a lot of people don't know about private labeling or white labeling, and a lot of people are also not clued up that you can actually produce and manufacture your own product in South Africa, right? But also put your own label. You don't need to have a building that says Lerato Clothing to prove that it's manufactured in South Africa. So that's where private labeling comes in. Right? So to just shed light on this, and also if you want to build your brand and you also are thinking about a lot of things, that okay, if I do get a factory, what do I know about running a factory? Do I have the capacity? Do I have the expertise to really tap into it that aggressively? In the long run, eventually maybe that can be a goal that you have set for yourself, but once you're starting off, it's more affordable to go into private labeling. where you find a manufacturer who's designing the similar thing or is in the niche that you're in, and then you just manufacture and then you just put your label on the product. And so I'm just going to give you tips on how you can start your own private label brand as soon as possible, and to stop making excuses, because the resources are right there in your face. So the first thing that you need to do, of course, register your company. You guys know that I'm big on compliance, and with that being said, sometimes having the backing of the government makes you quite reputable, right? And in order also for you to operate with these manufacturers, you have to produce a company registration certificate and a tax clearance certificate and whatever else, and a bank account, proof of your banking, and your ID, your proof of residence. So those documents are of a necessity in order for you to move forward with the process, right? Then the second thing that you need to do is to just define your target audience. Okay, so if you want to be in the business of selling gym balls, right? I'll just like attach the picture here. Gym balls. So who are you targeting the gym balls to? So you can target pregnant women, you can target gym fanatics, you can target patients, these are people that are in hospital. So who is your target audience, right? So this will help you in order when you're dealing with your marketing, and to just also streamline who your customer is. So you need to select and also be very specific about who your customer is. So your target audience needs to be clear. So another thing that you need to do in order to have your own private label is, of course, work on the design, the look, the feel of your product. So even though you're just selling flip-flops, what makes your flip-flops different? What lifestyle is attached to it, right? You could find out that the same place where Louis Vuitton bags are manufactured is the same place where the normal bags that you find in a normal retail store are also manufactured. But what makes them different is the branding and the customer experience. So when you're branding your product, think about the customer experience. Do you want do you want it to be a laid back product for just Tom across the street, or do you want it to be attached to luxury? Do you want it to be attached to a certain lifestyle? So when you're thinking about your branding, just think about the message that you want to put across. And this is very important, because then you won't really have that confusion or any challenges, especially also when you're thinking about the pricing of your product, right? Because a lot of people that want to portray that exclusive lifestyle, that exclusive experience where you have your own personal salesperson, where you go into the store and you're served champagne, that person's branding and marketing plan is different from just someone who has decided that I'm going to sell handbags, and you just come in and buy the handbag and leave, right? So you need to be very, very clear. This is so important, because then the type of person that you're targeting also won't mind paying for that experience. So your branding needs to be attached to your personal experience, the customer experience that you want to portray, and how you want people to feel, or what kind of lifestyle you want people to attach your brand to. So those are the three things that stick out when you're looking to start your own private label brand, right? And the most important, of course, is the sourcing. Who is your manufacturer? Where is your manufacturer? What does this mean for delivery? What does this mean for accessibility to my product? Am I able to buy or order in bulk, or is this do I have a different arrangement with the manufacturer, right? So these are the type of things that you can think about. We see a lot of wholesale companies or websites that are popping up where people are just reselling from, right? But this is different, because most of them come from overseas, or most of them will come from China. You need to factor in the shipping costs, the tax. So if you are up for that challenge, you can completely go that way, right? You can go into Alibaba and look for whatever product you're looking for and look for suppliers. I would strongly, highly suggest that you find a supplier with a lot of reviews. You can go into Alibaba and look for the type of product that you're looking for. And also, I would highly recommend that you find a supplier that is highly reputable. The things that you need to look for are the reviews, is the person's response, the response rate, and overall you will see the type of products and the type of and how many years they have been on the Alibaba platform. So those are the 4 things that you can look for when you're looking for a reputable supplier. And this is if the product that you're looking for is not manufactured in South Africa. But for clothing, for shoes, cosmetics, fitness, dog food, so normal products you'd find in retail stores, most of them are manufactured in South Africa, right? So all you'd have to do is simply just Google what you're looking for, and there you'll find them. So most of the products that you find in retail stores are produced in South Africa. Those can be locally sourced. And if you want to start perhaps your own toilet paper, you can find a lot of factories around. You can simply just Google toilet paper manufacturers and get in contact with the manufacturers, the factories, and just find out, do you guys offer private labeling services, right? So that would literally cut the cost of manufacturing, because you are purchasing an end product. You would just have to just send to them your logo that they will have to attach, and then you will just take over the distribution. Meaning, do you want to sell it on your own website, or would you want to also sell it in retail markets? That's another video that I'd have to do on how to get your products in retail stores, but I'll be doing it soon. So just stay on the channel, just subscribe if you also haven't, so that you can stay tuned for the next part, the next video in the series of private labeling and building your brand. So once you've found your manufacturer, another thing that you need to be mindful of are the margins. So how much profit am I making? And also, when I'm ordering from this particular person, right, how much leeway do I have to even put a markup on this particular product? Okay, so you also have to look at that before committing before committing with a manufacturer, right? I would strongly suggest that once you found someone, order samples, guys. Sampling is so important, because someone can just simply say, yes, I can do 1, 2, 3, but it's not to the quality that you would expect. For instance, you would have ordered a particular 2-ply toilet paper, and once you receive it, you can see that, no man, this paper is not quality. This paper doesn't really perform, or is not really attached to what I was expecting. So in order for your expectations to be met, I can't stress this enough, I need you to get yourself samples, right? Even if it's from 2 or 3 companies, so that you have an idea of what you are giving out there to your audience. And it also, if you experience it first, you're also able to give it to your close friends and family to sample it for you, so you can get more subjective responses. So this is where I'm going to wrap up today's video about private label brands. And also remember that when you are looking around on social media, or when you're looking at your faves and whatever they're selling, don't always think that it's the traditional route. There are so many ways to skin this cat, and I'm super grateful that the barriers to entry in business are really thinning. They are this small. If you don't make it in business, or your label doesn't pick up, that should be on you, because the opportunities are endless. So let's go out there, guys. Let's build our brands, and let's continue working on improving our business acumen. Thank you so much for staying for this long and to watch this video. I hope you did take away something, and I hope you are going to action some of the things that I mentioned today. I will be leaving a list of manufacturers that you can contact, and these are generic products that you would find in retail stores or supermarkets that you can contact in order to just assist you and to get a gauge as to how far you are in the process of building your brand. You can contact them to also manufacture and to order samples, and the processes are different, so just familiarize yourself with them. These are the ones that I would highly recommend that you get in contact with in order for you to build your own private label brand. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the platform where income is the outcome. Goodbye.